Alright, what's up you guys? This is Janos with Trading Spies. Welcome back everybody. Today is January 3rd. The market is still open for a few hours, but I decided to finish for today, right? We need to know when to stop. Today I traded 5 times. 4 of them was a winner, 1 loser. The first 2 we had a direction, so I was able to lock in bigger profits. The next 3 trades, what I took is 2 of them was a winner out of those and 1 loser, but we started to chop around. My idea was good on a losing trade, as it turned out, later on the day, but I had to take my losses, right? I'm gonna explain why did I take the loss, where I took it, and also on the winners, I'm gonna get into what was the reasoning behind I entered. So let's get in and let's start it. Okay, so today we started the morning very close where the yesterday low happened, right? In the end of the 10-15 minutes yesterday, when the market was still open, we just had a crazy push up. Usually that's what happens, and for these I really don't pay much of an attention. But today we opened very close to the low, so as we trended down, I was waiting for a little pullback, a little push up, and the rejection. So my first trade, it's really, that's what it happened. Let me open up. The first trade I took right at the open. Let me go on the 1 minute. So the first trade, I took it right at the open, and unfortunately I got a very bad feel, which really I struggled for the rest of the time. So basically what happened is the first minute we pushed up, and as we started to come down, I entered into the trade somewhere around here, but my fill was all the way on the bottom. So basically, because the high volatility on the market, especially when the open, the price had to move so much to catch up with this one single candle. So my exit, basically, I had to hold it all the way until the second breakdown. The reason why I didn't exit it from here, because we didn't break, we didn't made a new high. So all these movement right here didn't yield me any profit. I wasn't, even the underlying was going down, I didn't have any profit in the move until the actual breakdown happened. At these moves up over here, I were down in the trade about 15%, 15 to 20%, both of the instances, because of the very bad feel what I got. I didn't have to, but I decided to hold it through because the trade, it was still intact until we didn't break the high. I was decided gonna stay in it because, again, the trade was still a valid trade. I waited both of the times. The rejection came in very nicely, and as we broke down, I exited 56. I didn't exit it right away at the break, and the reason why, that was my intention, but the reason why, because my platform didn't respond. I was clicking, but it didn't sell. So what happened, I'm trading the actual trading platform, not the charts, the trading platform, I'm trading on my laptop, so it's completely separate from the two computers, completely separate. So if it's something happened with one, I still can log on to the other and correct whatever I need to do. So basically what happened is my laptop, I don't know for what reason, didn't responded for my sell order, so I had to go onto my computer and exit it from there. So in this case, luckily it's turned out to my favor, because even I tried to exit it here, it takes a little extra time. So basically I exited somewhere on the bottom, which in this case turned out to be, and the first trade, it yielded me about 20%, a little bit over 20%. The second trade, what I took, it was right after the 10 o'clock candle. As I was looking at the candle, 10 o'clock came. Usually the 10 o'clock, it's very, very volatile. Let's put it usually. It's volatile. But what it happened is we started to push up. We pushed literally a point with barely any volume on the candle. Literally the point, it was less than half of the volume like the previous candle. So what I decided, when the next candle we started to push down, the volume came very, very heavily as we was pushing back down. So basically the rejection of the break, right? So as the second candle started to printing red, I entered and I exited within the same candle as was pushing down, and this one yielded me exactly 10%. Let me just put this over here. 5 trades, the first trade 20, the second 10, and the rest of the 3 trades I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So let me pull this one back out. So at this point, because of these candles, I had to chill a little, right? Because it was no volume, started to chop around. So I decided to hold on a little bit. Then we get a very, very big, very, very nice rejection. But really, where you enter into this, no pullback whatsoever, big rejection, and then we're coming down. And because of the previous price action, it wasn't enough for me to justify to get in anywhere. So I didn't participate in this one. It's a very, very nice downturn, but again, it wasn't for me. So my next entry was at 10:36. That was the candle as we made the double bottom, little run up, and the first candle make a new low. I entered, and then from there, my exit, very, very nice. Next candle, I exited somewhere there on this candle. And the reason why I exited so quickly, because of all this previously, I wasn't trusting what would happen. So as soon as I got my profit, exited 6.75% closely. That was again just an icing on the previous nice 2 trades. This was 3 shorts, and over here I had to flip my bias, and the reason why is because on these candles we had volume. So we pushed up till VWAP, we got the rejection, and my entry, let me see the exact timing, my entry was at 11:02. Basically, I entered as soon as this candle, after the rejection, we had the wick, so we had the push up, and as we started to push green, I entered. It turned out to be, it was a premature entry, because this trade, I hold it for a very, very long time and exited as a loss, as a 7% loss. I exited at 58. The reason why I exited. So within this chop around, I sold and I added to my trade. I never were completely out of the trade. I added after the pullback, I added over here. And also I tried to exit. Both of the time I was in profit, over 10% profit here and here, but I couldn't exit out of it, not even on the bid. Sometimes, well, actually a lot of times I exit on the ask, so I sell to the strength, right? But in this case, first, when we break the high, I push the button to the ask. So I tried to exit it on the ask. It didn't happen right away. I switched to the bid. again, nothing happened. So at this case, I decided again to hold to see if we're gonna break down. Where the actual breakdown, it never came. Continue chop around. As we came back, again, I was in a nice sizable profit, over 10%. Nothing happened. And over here, I didn't even attempt for the ask. I right away sell on market, nothing. And what happened again over here, we came back down. It was a very hard push on no volume. So basically what I decided to do, as we came up, I added to my trade of the second candle on 42 to see what will happen. Basically, nothing good happened. As we came up at this level over here, because of my nice ad, we was just chopping around break even. Maybe I was up a little bit. I could have exited on a break even trade. I didn't. I was waiting the price to go up, and finally we're gonna have a breakout after the pullback, right? We had a little pullback and then we're gonna go, but it didn't happen. So as soon as we break, I exited. Luckily is this one, it wasn't a flush, it just became a bigger candle, but as soon as we break, I exited. And the next entry, it was very, very close, and it was to the short. And my thinking, if we were able to break these lows as we had the rejection, we're gonna continue to the downside. So basically what I did is, at this time, this candle were green. As we see, we have a wick, and as soon as this green candle became a rejection candle, I entered into the 59 candle. For a very, very short time, I was in profit. It didn't give me any chance, so I was holding and see if we're gonna break this pivot. We didn't. As we break down, I didn't add anything to this trade. I hold it just because the time passed already. The value of the contract got reduced, and these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candle, we was hitting the same level and we couldn't break. And as soon as we break this level, I exited out of my trade, and this one gave me 5%. And as it turned out, that was a very, very good exit out of it. So basically, right, as after we pushed up at this point over here, exactly this is what I was hoping will happen here. At least one of the attempt we had. This was the initial rejection, and then we have so much chopping around. We attempted, and as soon as we break the candle, a few cents, rejection. Few cents, rejection. We came up, rejection. And over here, just basically we attempted once, we break, we retested. So this would have been the perfect entry. Again, hindsight, right now, we know this is the perfect entry. Basically, my idea was the same. It didn't work out then. We took our losses, right? Because we cannot hope and see what will happen. And let me tell you why not. This is the exact trade what I took to the long side, the 70s to the long, right? So basically, never break out. Luckily, even the time passed, we was holding the price level, right? But what we have to see over here is, even we break out, after the breakout, I'm gonna go back to the actual chart. After the breakout, we came to the level where my initial target was to try to exit. So if we go back over here, this is the same price, right? As we remember, we had the pullback and the breakout. So this level over here was the low 80s. The breakout happened above the 470s. So the actual underlying had to move a third of a point just to bring the trade break even, right? So if we compare this level where I initially tried to exit it for 75, that level, it's became in the above the 470s level just to break even. And if I hold the trade all the way, hoping and holding for the trade to turn around, I would have from the 70s to the low 30s, so I would have a 50% drawdown on the trade and a hold and hope to see what will happen, right? Just to came back to this level to be break even. Yes, the trade continue and it was a very, very nice trade if we enter over here, right? But the if and would've, should've, could've, it doesn't really count. So this was my trades, and let's see what happened. And okay, we got into the craziness over here again. So this is the reason why we had to be really careful, right? Chopping around huge candles. Let's see how the rest of the day will turn out, right? Over here we have about a 60 point turnaround, and then we pushed right back up, and then we're coming down, rejection on VWAP. Yeah, this is why me personally, I don't like to hold for so long, because my trades are 0 DTEs. So as closer we get to the expiration, the price action is more volatile for the contracts, but it's very, very hard to regain the price once we get away from. And that's it. So today was a very, very nice day. Again, overall, 4 green out of 5, 80%. Yesterday we had 2 out of 2, 100%. So very, very, very nice account growth. Today it's even bigger than yesterday. And if you guys find any value in this episode, please hit the like and subscribe button, and tune in for tomorrow. As I said, I try to make these episodes every day, show my trades, even if it's a loser, even if it's a winner. So hopefully you guys can learn out of it and see what's need to be done to be a profitable trader. All right, so see you guys tomorrow.